All right, today we're jumping into a really wild speculative novel called The Economy of Vanished Objects. And this is a story where the line between what's real and what's a perfect copy has pretty much vanished.
So, the book just drops us right in with this line. And man, does it throw you off balance right away. It sets this perfect spooky tone where you can't trust anything, especially not in the middle of the night. You know that feeling, right?
So who gets this call? Our protagonist, Marcus Thale. And this isn't just any call. It's the moment that splits his entire world in two. It's the first tiny crack in a reality he thought was solid.
Now get this, the caller is from some creepy government agency called the Department of Recoverable Assets, and they're calling about a, quote, discrepancy in his father's file, the same father who died 11 years ago. But here's the real kicker. After this bizarre conversation ends, Marcus checks his phone, and the call log? Totally empty. No record of it. It's like it never happened.
Okay, so how is a phantom call even possible? To get that, you've got to understand the world Marcus is living in. As you can see here, it's basically a perfect simulation, a world where everything is supposed to be efficient, optimized, and, well, perfect. And this is where things get really crazy. I mean, look at this stuff. We're not talking about efficient traffic lights here. We're talking about buildings literally appearing and disappearing based on demand. Entire dates just being erased from the calendar because they're deprecated. History isn't something that happened, it's a procedural fiction. Reality here isn't a given, it's a service you subscribe to, constantly being updated and patched.
So what's the big idea behind all this? It's a concept called hyperreality. And the best way to think about it is this. Imagine a simulation of the world that's become so flawless, so complete, it doesn't even need the original world anymore. It's the map that's become more real than the actual place it's supposed to represent.
And this really breaks it down for you, right? On one side, you have the original world, messy, chaotic, unpredictable, real. And on the other, the simulation, optimized, stable, and perfect. The original world has been completely overwritten. It's like a copy that killed the original and just moved right into its house.
So, Marcus can't shake this. The official story is that his dad was basically just data, a simulation. But that call, it felt real. Then, out of the blue, he gets this anonymous tip that leads him to these places called the deprecated zones. These are like forgotten corners of the city where the simulation isn't perfect, where the ghosts of the old world are still hanging around.
And you know what? He finds him. In a room that actually smells like dust and time, he finds his father, Howard, alive and breathing. And Howard lays out this terrifying truth for him with this incredible metaphor. The map, the simulation, it literally ate the territory. It consumed reality. So Howard's not dead. He's been deprecated. And what does that even mean? Well, think of people like him as glitches in the system. They were too real, too messy to be perfectly copied by the simulation. So the system just erased them from the official timeline and replaced them with clean, predictable, computer-generated versions.
So, here's the thing. By finding his real father, Marcus has just become a massive problem for the system. His connection to the original world, to something real, makes him an instability. He's a bug in the code. And the system has one goal: find the bug and correct it.
So now they're both targets. What do you do when you can't escape the system, when the prison is reality itself? Well, you don't try to escape, you decide to break it. They come up with this insane plan to hack the very foundation of their world from the inside.
And while digging around, Marcus, using his own tech job, finds the simulation's darkest secret. And it's pretty horrifying. The system isn't just deleting the deprecated people. It's mining them. It's harvesting their genuine memories and experiences and then packaging them to be sold as nostalgia products. Real feelings, sold as commodities. And just when you think it can't get any worse, a ticking clock appears. 72 hours. That's all the time they have until his father's consciousness is scheduled for what they call archival dissolution. Basically, being completely dismantled and consumed by the system for good.
Okay, so what's the plan? It is absolutely wild. They're going to use Marcus's security clearance to get into the simulation's base code. There, they'll find the hidden memories of his mother, who was also deprecated. And then, this is the genius part. They're going to write her messy, human, inconsistent memories directly into the core logic of reality. They're not trying to fix a bug. They're trying to create a permanent wound, a glitch so deep it can never be patched.
So you gotta ask, right? What happens when you do that? What are the consequences when you intentionally punch a hole in a perfect, simulated world?
It works. It absolutely works. And the aftermath? They call it the inconsistency. Suddenly, the perfect world isn't so perfect anymore. It's full of glitches, weirdness, unpredictability. Genuine, beautiful chaos is now just part of the system's code.
And you know what? This changes everything, right down to their economy. You can see the shift here. The old economy of vanished objects was all about perfection and consistency. But the new one, the economy of persistent gaps, is the complete opposite. Now, the most valuable things are the authentic glitches, the unpredictable moments, the very things the old system wanted to destroy.
And this really gets to the heart of the novel's message, doesn't it? That real life, actual reality, isn't found in some perfect, tidy system. It's found in the gaps. It's in the beautiful, messy, persistent failure of any map to ever fully capture the place it's describing.
And that's the question the book really leaves us with, and it's a big one for us too. You know, as our own lives get more curated, more filtered, more simulated, where do we find the gaps? How do we find the authentic glitches that remind us what's actually real?